My Country 96.1, Phathead, Cande Roth. Interesting, if people don't realize, and they may not because it sounds like we're in a studio, Cande and I, since the pandemic, since the lockdown, March 2020, we are still doing the morning show from our respective basements. Well, I'm in the basement.
Well, I'm in my little office, not in a basement.
Right, and for the reasons, we don't have to go into the reasons. I know, for the most part, the world is back, and in our office, the world is back. But for different reasons, you and me and getting together and the way we need to do the show, we find it easier. I'm also helping my kids get ready in the morning for school. A lot of things have changed. So I bring it up only because I do go into the office after the morning show. I'd say 4 out of the 5 days of the week, I go into the office right after the morning show. And yesterday, New Year, Omicron, all this stuff, I walk into the office, and wouldn't you know it, about 2 to 3 months ago, I was one of the few people still wearing a mask, and now everyone looks like me again, kid.
Oh, they all put the masks back on, did they?
Well, it's also a company with the new variant.
Oh,
it's
they
a company,
have to, right?
Yeah.
Because Evan works for J.P. Morgan Chase, whatever, and they were, encouraging them to go back to the office more and more. Not 5 days a week, but as much as they could. Now, nope, they could work from home at least through February.
Yep. My best friend Josh is with Ernst & Young. They have the same thing. You want to be remote? You can be remote, for sure. Look, at this point, they're not rushing anybody back in the big companies with what's going on. But yes, when it was fashionable for everyone to take their mask off 3-4 months ago, I was one of maybe 2 or 3 people still walking around the office with my mask. Now, everyone's got a mask on, and I'm double masking in the office, kid. So, yes,
Of course you are.
They all and I'm very arrogant. I'm walking around the office yesterday. I'm like, oh, I see you look like me again.
Oh boy.
I see what's going on. But yes, that is. Thought I'd give you a little behind the scenes.
Yeah, well, I'm glad to see that we're all staying as safe as we can.
Yes, I was reading this story. This would bother me as a father. I want to know how much this would bother you as a mother for your whole life. A woman in California gave birth to twins over the weekend. They were 15 minutes apart, and they were born in different years.
I don't think it would bother me at all. I think it's very unique. I kind of love this story.
So the son Alfredo was born at 11:45 p.m. New Year's Eve,
2021.
And then the sister Aylin was born exactly midnight, just seconds in to 2022. This would bother me for a couple of reasons. When you find out you're having twins, that is a shock enough. Then all you're probably thinking about, now I never had twins, but all you're thinking about is like, oh, that's cool. They're going to have the same birthday. Everything's going to be the same and this and that and the other. And then all of a sudden, your kids are born in separate years. Would this not bother you?
No. I find it very unique. And, it's a great story for their whole lives. I love it. I think I like unique above all else.
Okay. The other thing that I was thinking about when I read this story about the children being born in different years, what clock were they using at the hospital? Because if it was not an Apple Watch or an Apple phone or like something hooked up to a satellite, how do we know? No, because I would question that as the father. Could you imagine me in the hospital and there's just one of these, the generic hospital clock up on the wall, Cande,
yes.
right? And it's tick tock, tick, 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 and you see the hand going, and the doctor's like, time of birth, midnight and 3 seconds. I would be like, excuse me, doc, how do we not know? My iPhone says 11:59. How do we not know?
Oh my goodness, you are a pain in the butt.
I would be questioning the time of the birth.
Did you ever give birth?
Fortunately, no.
Yeah. I think after you give birth to one and you know there's another coming, you're a little busy to care what time.
Well, that's why I'd be there to help facilitate the correct time, Candy.
I think it's unique. It's a great story. I loved it.
All right. I'd be, it would make me anxious.
You're just
and
too much. You're just too much. What
well,
are we going to do with you?
And, I tell you all the time, Candy, I'm sure there's some people in the audience that say, wow, that Phathead, he must, he's got it all together, Candy. He
Completely neurotic, this Phathead.
You don't want any of this.
No idea how neurotic he really is.
You don't need this. You don't want this. Trust me. You stay as far away from me as possible. Yes, this is what I think about when I read this story.
I think what a unique, fascinating story. The kids always have something to talk about. The sister can always say, "You're older than me by a whole year." Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I would be doing.
My Country 96.1.
Phathead and Cande in the morning, weekdays 6 to 10 a.m. on My Country 96.1.